Hi, welcome to my first recording of this 60 frames per second chess. I'm going to be playing 15 plus 15 on leechess.org, and I'm going to be playing, okay, so here we have a French, bishop c4 French. Usually I go for a5 and a4, and I don't actually know much preparation beyond this, but sometimes, knight c3 is the best move, and usually after knight c3 I play knight f6, bishop d6, c6, bishop f5, knight d7, castles, rook e8, knight f8, and knight g6, and then maybe retreat the bishop to e6 later. But here, he's just saying after a4 you take on a4. And here I'm going to just develop normally. I think knight f6 probably is a good move. We will be having a lot of internet issues, so if my internet decides to be stupid, that'll be easy. There might be an interesting move here, b5 later. This is why I like a4. a5 usually is b5. Sometimes comes with the threat of a4. Sometimes b4. It's just a good opening in my opinion. But here, I think here bishop d6 seems pretty natural. He's probably thinking about bishop d5. And c5 usually is not something I play. I usually play c6, b5, a4. And this is like a common idea in queen pawn openings, is to play c6. Well, maybe not a common idea, but it's an idea that I learned from my friend Eric, who's actually online right now. He's streaming, I'm pretty sure, in like a study, or maybe he just stopped streaming. Yeah, so he's my personal trainer, and we've been working together for a while. We've been working together for probably about 3 months, possible. Actually, no, we've been working since my birthday, so almost a year now. And yeah, it's been an on and off type of thing. Like, I haven't had a good schedule on when we have lessons, just because $80 an hour is expensive. But you know, it's really helped me improve. As you see, like before all that, I was around 1600, 1700, and we had about 4 lessons, and now I'm like 1900 in speed chess. It's like bullet, and in blitz I'm getting there, and he's given me a path, like a directory. And really, I think my tactical strength has kind of decreased, and I'm going to work on that. But I think that my wisdom has increased a lot since that. Okay, so here there might be ideas of 94, bishop takes d4, and maybe attacking here, but here he just simply wants to castle. I could castle and then castle, and then I don't really know what white's plan is. It's probably to play bishop d5 and maybe d2, knight f3. Knight e2 seems weird to me. Knight e2 is only played if he wants to play bishop f4. So I feel like, and also, I guess I could play bishop g4, and now bishop f4 is just awful because of this, but there is f3. But I feel like, let's say I play bishop d4, f3, bishop f5, bishop f4, bishop takes f4, knight takes f4. Okay, that seems like a good position to me because I provoked f3, and now this could be very weak. So there's that position, but there's also castles, and now bishop f4, there's takes, rook e1, and then after this, bishop g4, and if f3, the same thing is provoked. So I feel like castling would be a good idea. And king f1, the king might be safe, but this rook's going to suck for a while, and you might have to develop like this. And there's always a pain when you have to do it that way. So, okay, we're having internet issues. The clock is not moving on either side. Okay. I might have to go get a charger if I want to let this go on for a while. So if I just leave in the middle of my recording, that's why. Okay, so he castled as well. That's what I expected. Okay, so now that he's castled, let's play bishop to g4, I think would be a good move. Now provoking f3. Now this diagonal gets opened almost. And once f3 is provoked, I have ideas of c5 being valid. Okay, this is ridiculous. See, like f3, this is terrible to me. Is bishop h5 or bishop f5 the best? Bishop f5, I have this long diagonal, although he does get to trade on c2 with my better bishop. Unless I go here, and then he takes, and then I could play f takes, although that would be a little risky. Let's go for bishop f5. And if g4, this could possibly happen. And really, I didn't really analyze that, but here I'm not really afraid of g5. I can play knight h4, bishop takes, c6. He can move the bishop, and then knight. This pawn's here, this pawn's here. I'm bound to win something. Like, this pawn's going to be hanging soon. And, like, let's say he was to trade bishops. bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes g4, and then this is just the check king here, and my knight's going to go to f4, and everything's just going to be one big huge mess. That was an accurate calculation. In fact, actually, bishop f4 would be an awful blunder to do to knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. But, you know, actually, I could try knight f4, although that would very not work. Okay, so I guess he's analyzing g4. Let's see, what will we do? Bishop g6, g5, and now what do we play? Or is there a different move? After g4, bishop takes b1, rook takes b1, c6, g5, knight h5. Seems fine to me, although we just got to analyze the position. Is this knight even good? Okay, knight f4, aiming to take this pawn. I think the immediate natural move that comes to mind is c6, b5, a4, c6, b5 in general, keeping this nice hold on the queen side. a4 is a possible move for him, though, so I might not want to go for b5 soon. But c6 is the most natural move. Is there any other move that I have? I have bishop take f4. Here's my canon moves. Bishop take f4, c6. I mean, maybe bishop e7, but doesn't really seem that effective. C6, bishop take f4, in terms of defending the pawn. And I don't really see any other moves that would not defend the pawn other than c5. And c5, let's look, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and then there's, let's see, this pawn doesn't necessarily need to be defended. Let's look at c5. If you take, I take, then you play knight take, and now he has all these defend. Well, c5 takes, I have a check. And then you got to defend check, and you got to play king h1, and then this pawn's kind of out to dry, but let's say I was to play b5, for instance. Knight take, bishop take, king take, queen take. And now his king's move. It's really weak now, and I did trade a center pawn, though. I think I'm overthinking this. I think I'm just going to go for c6 and go for a natural move. You can't really go wrong with c6. And the g4, g5 really aggressive idea doesn't really work anymore, because now, let's see, g4, bishop, g4, I could play bishop g6, knight takes, h takes, g5, knight h5, and I'm going to go to f4, and this is just going to be a good position for me, even though he'll have the bishop here. In fact, after g4, I might not even play bishop g6, I might play bishop takes b1, although I would like to get rid of, okay, so he actually does play g5, this is interesting. If I play bishop take f4, he'll play bishop take f4, and I play bishop g6. So he wants to force me to give up my bishop here, obviously. But I'm a little confused. I could play queen c7 actually here. Let's analyze this. First of all, this is the obvious move. Bishop takes, queen takes, and this is just, I think this is dead lost. This pawn's hanging, this pawn's hanging, this pawn's hanging. The g-file's open to your king. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of hope in that position. Not hope, but like solid advantage. Let's look at other moves. Queen c7, then I can go to g2, h3, e2, d3, or the h5, really, and that's it. And after h5, I'll probably just take, and if take, and then I have the same position where this is good. So this bishop I think is venomous. So I'm going to play queen c7, and once he moves his knight, then I have bishop g6 in the end. And that's exactly where my bishop wants to be. So when he takes, I take, you take, I take. b2 pawn's actually undefended, and that's something to know. If the queen ever moves, a4 becomes a threat. Not really a threat, but just annoying in general, and then the bishop has to go to c2 or d1, and I'm going to check on e3 and cause some problems for your king. I can't see any solid advantage, but it looks really good to me. And also, b5, I'm kind of, this is a perfect example of just, g4 just seems awful in this position, because I'm getting ready, I'm like one move away from having just a solid space advantage on the queen side, and I already do in general, so a4 should be played soon. And here you're just killing, you're not, like, I'm not playing on both sides of the board, really. You're playing for me. Like, here I'm playing. Here, I was just kind of developing naturally, and you were giving me moves like g4, where I can counterattack. And also, the gist is, if you move the knight, I take with check, you go, and there's no way to trap my knight, or my bishop, and I'll just play bishop g6. And that seems good. I mean, let's look at knight h5, h takes. If you take here, the g file's still open. If you take here, the knight goes to f4. Takes. This bishop is going to go to e3. This queen's going to go here. Queen d2. Takes is the idea of this. And let's see, takes. I mean, this knight's still pinned technically, because, like, well, not anymore. He saw that he's defending h2, but this bishop sucks. And also a4 is an idea. Let's see, if I play a4, bishop d1, bishop takes b1, rook takes b1. I mean, this looks rough. This looks like I'm starting to kind of gain the get the advantage here. I mean, here, let's analyze this. Knight takes g4, pawn takes g4, bishop takes g4. How to see? I mean, g4 might be a threat. It's not really a threat because this knight isn't pinned. I'm trying to think of moves. Bishop d3, knight take. a4, pawn take, pawn take. That's good. a4, pawn take, pawn take, pawn take. He's up a pawn, but this is rough. And my rook's over here all of a sudden getting active. So I think maybe the best way to go about this is to take, and then when takes, and then just follow with bishop d3. And now I'm going to play a4. I'm attacking your rook. My bishop looks amazing. I can go to c4 whenever I want to. And I just have a solid, good-looking position. And you've moved all these pawns in front of your king, and now your king's going to attack. So I guess I don't really want to trade queens, although I don't really see that I have a choice. I mean, I could play bishop takes b1, rook takes b1, but I kind of want to solve. I want an advantage, really. And I mean, bishop. No, this sacrifice doesn't look too promising. If I could play c5 and he was forced to take, then that would be great. But I think the move here is, I mean, let's look at this again. I mean, here I feel like I'm just down a pawn. Here I take your, yeah, let's just go for this. You take, I take, you take. I play bishop d3. You play rook f2, rook d1, rook d1. I'm assuming rook d1 is a move, but then bishop g6 and a4. And then actually here I'll just play a4. And then when you take, I take, and this pawn's going to hang, and I'm going to play rook takes a2 and then take, which was a tactic I learned a long time ago. Okay, moves aren't getting played as fast as I like them to. So I'm hoping after bishop d3, rook d1, because a4, rook takes, pawn takes, and this is going to end up bloody. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, bishop d3. I'm hoping for rook d1. a4 takes, a4. Actually, if I play a4 and you take, bishop takes b1, and then you have to take back, and then I take on a4 and I'm up a piece. You might have counter ideas like this, but I just take with this rook. I'm still threatening this. I've got this bishop out. And the idea is that if the knight stays here, like after rook d1, a4, bishop takes a1. Okay, yeah, rook f2 is actually a good move. I like that move a lot. The idea here is that rook d1 leaves one of the squares for the bishop unattainable. So let's say rook d1, a4, rook takes c3, rook takes a3, b3. The idea is if you try to save the pawn, I just have a, I mean, this can become a weakness, but let's say you don't try to save the pawn, you like move bishop d2, I don't know, just a random move, or bishop d3, it doesn't really matter, just make a move that isn't this. I will play rook takes a2, and you're forced to take, or else you lose a rook, and then I take here, and now this knight's attacked, and I'm getting ready to promote. So that's the idea of the whole thing. Rook takes pawn, I mean, bishop takes knight, rook takes knight, doesn't seem like it to me. a4, bishop b1 could be good, although a4 seems like I'm overextending a little bit. I might not be able to play a3. Knight here into c4, or knight here into e4 maybe. Like, if there are any ideas of that, that's something I want to see. The bishop looks good on this diagonal, the a6 f1 diagonal. I like that. We could play b5, although that kind of cuts off any future squares I would have. Actually, let's play rook e8. Go for just the simple check that wins a piece. Just go for the immediate threat. And really just question like what are you going to do about it? And I would say probably play knight d2. And to that response, I'd probably be, all right, let's develop, and then I don't really know what he would play. I mean, this position. I mean, it's open and he has the two bishops, but it's hard because my pawns I mean, this bishop's awful. I mean, this bishop on d1, and you moved all these pawns in front of your king, and yeah, you're just kind of you're sitting around. Now I'm down on time tremendously, and I'm going to fix that. I've been more talking about my ideas and hesitating more than actually doing my job. But if he blunders here, this is just perfect. Bishop c2 is probably, honestly, a good move. Okay, rook d2. A4, bishop d1, rook e1, king g2, king g2. Is there really any advantage there, or is the bishop just pinned? Let's see, what do I do after that? Bishop e4 fails to rook takes e2. Bishop c2? How do you defend that? There's rook f1. But then I take, and then you take, and then I take, and then you take. Just ends up equal. Huh. That looks like a good position to me. You know, this is just I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to go here. He's going to play bishop d1. I'm going to play rook e1. He's going to play king g2, and I'm going to play it by ear. Don't really know what to do next, but I don't really look unsafe. I might actually just play a natural with like step, because if you move this bishop, you lose the rook, and if you can't really attack my rook, and I'm just going to play rook d8 and bishop e2. And then, I mean, you can't really stop me, actually. You can play, I mean, any idea of like trying to get tempo on me is just gone. And a4 seems like an overextending move, but now this a3 is useful because the knight moved. And also, I'm just going to completely control this rank. Like the first rank, I'm all in your territory. And also, if any of these pieces move, I have bishop f1, and things could get ugly. And the knight going to d7 is a good square for the knight, because like if knight h5, like wherever, I mean, you don't really want your knights to step on each other that much, but at least like I can go to b6 and c4, and this can go to e4, and that's what I like about having the knight on f6 and b6 or g6. You know, like g6 f6 or c6 b6. You know, you're controlling all these squares. You can get an easy kingside attack with this, but I like the knights on f6 and b6 because usually in queen's pawn openings the light squares are kind of weakened slightly. Now here they aren't, but this is going to be a tough position to play. Okay, let's play rook e1. And I mean, I guess you could play knight f1, although it seems kind of weird to me. Also, I'm not going to like this if I get in time pressure. Okay, king g2. And here, what do? I mean, I could play bishop c2, but, I mean, what happens after bishop c2 again? I forgot. I think rook e1. Then we said, well, actually that wins. What happens after bishop c2? Rook e1. There's this, and e8's defended. g5. I take the rook. Okay. Bishop c2, rook e2, rook takes e1. Rook takes, pawn takes, and you have to move the rook. And if you play this, okay, play bishop c2 and then g4. Then knight d2 and or knight bd7 and f8, and if you play bishop g7, play knight d7. Okay, yeah. Bishop c2, what do? There's no way to attack my rook. Am I just winning a piece here? I mean, you can't defend this. Oh, right, we said rook f1. I completely forgot about rook f1. It's very strange how that works. I thought there was no way to defend it, but there's, yeah. Okay, well, I guess I kind of messed that one up. Well, I do hope he plays rook e2. Rook f1 clearly defends. That's just one of those dumb moments by me. I mean, I can take, and king takes or knight takes. They both result in the same way. And, I mean, I guess...
Okay, you do know we're sleeping in here, right?
Yeah. You're sleeping in here? Can't you sleep in my room? Or, you know, like the... Not my room, but the other room. Here, takes. I guess I can play bishop d3 here, and not too bad. I mean... I guess there's this tactic with this and takes, and then you take the pawn. It was a very strange position. It seems kind of complicated, but I guess I don't know. I must have been. I mean, I analyzed this back here after this idea after Rook F2 that if he develops after A4 and if he develops normally that the Rook will come here and I'll check and this and things will just be well for me. And I analyzed this after 92 that A4 Bishop D1 Rook here King here and Bishop C2 there was Rook F1, but I guess I just missed it. I don't know. Sometimes you just kind of forget your analysis, and this is how it works. But he's seeming to take quite a while, like thinking that Rook F1's bad, or maybe he doesn't see Rook F1 just like I didn't. I mean, there's no issue, right? I mean, oh my gosh, he played Rook E2. Am I missing something? Hold on. Okay, Rook takes D1. Rook takes. Sorry, there's no Rook C1. Rook takes. Bishop takes. G4. Knight D7. Rook E8. Knight B D7. Here I lose the rook. Wait, no. Rook G5. Rook takes. Knight B D7. And I'm good. I'm totally fine. Let's take and see what happens. I'm excited. Rook takes, bishop takes, there's bishop here, there's rook here, bishop c2, and then g5, and then I thought knight b7 and I was fine, but there's rook e1, knight here, and then bishop d6, and if I play knight b7, he takes my rook. So I might just be going up a pawn here, like after takes rook here, bishop back to c2, yeah, rook here, bishop back to rook here, bishop back to c2, g5. I mean, there might be an idea of knight e4 even, but I think the main idea is this rook e1, knight takes f6. But here, oh my gosh, this is awful internet. This is just the worst. Like, why is this taking so long? I mean, I'm recording a video. It's not even that big of a deal. Okay, so let's make sure bishop c2 is the move. Okay, bishop c2. Now g4, what's his idea? Let's make sure this doesn't work. Rook e8. Knight f8's the only move, bishop d6. The only moves that saves the position. I mean, there's no way to protect the rook. Okay, knight b7, rook e8. Everything's legal about that. Knight f8, or bishop b7, bishop b6. Everything's legal about that. Am I missing something, or am I not? Here, knight b7, I think is completely fine. I mean, f takes, knight takes, and that's the idea. Knight e4, there's a knight takes, pawn takes, and this looks a little good for him. My bishop's kind of trapped. So let's actually, I mean, I can't save the piece. We went over this. There's no way of saving the piece. Unless I get my rook taken. I mean, there was no way to defend my rook, I'm pretty sure I couldn't. But, I mean, there's literally no position where this bishop defends the rook at all. And this loses. So we'll go ahead and play knight b7. We should be fine. If my time doesn't run out from dumbness. Like, what is my connection even? Like, this is not, I'm not connected. 5 bars for him. I am connected, but I'm not. I'll pre-move knight takes f6, but I'm confused. Why is this taking so long? Why are we waiting on Lichess? Is Lichess crashing? Are we dying? Is the game over? I'm so confused. But here, I feel like I'm just going to be up a pawn or a knight. And all my pawns are on light squares, so that does give an issue for my bishop, but at least I'll be up a pawn. And a3 is going to be a great move. I'm going to love playing a3, b4 possibly, but you know, okay, knight takes f6, bishop g6. I mean, I'm okay with this. I mean, king g. This gives a this gives a clear direct path for my king. King g7, g6, f5, or g5, or I mean, I have so many options. I can go this way or defend the king side, and this is probably gonna be the path to the center. I mean, this is much faster than this. Actually, no, this plays a little bit faster, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So it's the same amount of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and that'll be how that works. So as long as I don't run out of time, I think I'll be fine. So I'm assuming that the way to play this position is to go for a3. And even if I lose this pawn, I mean, this is weak after b4 or b3. I mean, a3, b3, that seems fine in my opinion. I mean, I would rather have a dark squared bishop at this point, but knight h4 is something that's going to come to my mind. And then f6, and this gets trapped. But after f6, where's this bishop going? d3, c7, d6 here, and if here. Although I will get checkmated there. But I mean, it seems like I will have to make a couple of preparatory moves like g6 or h6, and probably h6 honestly, because g6 runs into bishop e5, and that's super duper annoying. But h6 gives more squares for my bishop, and mainly g6. I'm gonna walk through here. If I need a pathway from, I'm gonna make my king safe, because actually this is a quite dangerous position for me. And like I said, bishop g6, don't mind you taking on f6. a3 stopping a3 seems logical. I think I'm just gonna wait for him to make a decision, because right now he's stopping me. Everything looks fine here. The dark squares seem a little weak, so I'm gonna play h6. Go for just make sure my rook can roam free. I want to trade rooks actually, and put the knight here, but this I feel like this is a clear situation where his bishop's just straight up better. There we go, bishop. Okay, knight f1. So he wants to go to g3 or e3. I mean, g3 and e3 both lead to the same place, and I'm assuming that those both are fine. Bishop shh, and that I mean it doesn't seem losing to me. Play rookie. I mean, let's look at this real quick. Rook e8, rook takes. Hey, hold, can you get me the charger for the laptop? The Grand's charger? And bring it up here, or would you like me to do that? Alright, deuces. Okay, bishop d3, bishop f5. I mean, I have tons of squares for the bishop. I don't know if the bishop really needs to move yet. I like that he played a3 because b4 is never a possibility because of this. And this will just quickly win. I feel like my rook's not doing anything, so let's offer a trade. Although I feel like I'm in a losing endgame there. How about instead let's play rook a6, rook b6? I feel like that's good. Although I might have to play rook a5 instead, because I was just looking at this. Rook a6, rook e7, rook b6, bishop c7, rook takes b2. Never mind. Play rook a6. Doesn't seem anything wrong with it. I guess my idea was that in my mind, instead of when I didn't draw the arrows, I thought this, and I would have to move my rook, and he would win the b7 pawn. It was weird in my head. I mean, rook a5 might save more time, because I go to b5 quicker, but, I mean, I'd rather the bishop be on c7 than f4, actually. Because on f4, it can go back here and defend b2, and here it can't. So, I'm running out of time extremely quickly because my internet's just awful. Okay, yeah, now he defends the pawn. So now what? g5? King g6, king g6. I think g5 is a great move. I don't really know where this knight's going. You might go to e3. My bishop should probably stay on this, so play g5. Actually, could have gone for king f8, and king f8 would have been way better. I just realized. Because king f8, I mean, there are no squares here. Okay, let's go for king f8 now. Let's kick away the rook, and I'm pretty sure the rook's almost trapped. He can go to e5, and then knight d7, and f5. Oh, no, he can't go to f5. So here, after this, is his rook just trapped? He can't go here. These would be all the legal squares. There we go. Oh, he has c7. I didn't know he had c7. Okay, knight e8 now. What, king c8? Or rook c8. Why did I say king c8? That's so weird. How did I not know that he could go to c7? When was this cut off? Kate, are you okay? I don't know. Unclear. I don't know how this position works. Let's play knight h5. I mean, knight e8, rook c8, king e7, knight f5 definitely doesn't work. But like the knight's on e8, and he's probably gonna play rook c7 and then take my pawn. So doesn't seem like there's a purpose in that. So we're gonna just play. We're gonna play simple developing. I think I'm just gonna play king g7. And I mean, this knight can't really enter any squares. Although f5 looks like a great square. g5, on the other hand, this bishop on e4 gets really good now when it's aiming at all these things. So let's see, what's our battery power? Okay, I'm gonna go down and get the battery, and then I'll be right back. I would pre-move knight h5 if I wasn't suspicious. Nobody. That could be a repeat thing. Okay, this is complicated. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about my bishop. Okay, well that's a resignable game. Wow. I mean, this was better for me, right? King f8 was way better. Okay, let's say I play king f8. What was the variation? The computer calculated. I mean, what about rook c7? Bishop f5 traps the rook, and knight e6 is coming. 91, 98. The rook's just trapped. Yep. So that's an interesting. Oh, g5 is played first to prevent bishop f4. f4 98, and the rook's trapped, and there's nothing you can do. Well, it's too bad that I didn't find that. Also, I feel like after rook e1, I was just totally winning. What did I miss here? Or rook e2, I mean. Rook f1 was clearly better, but did I play this correctly? And I knew this was how things were supposed to go. And I played correct. Okay, yeah, rook e8 was clearly better. I just thought the bishop would harass me, but now that I'm seeing that basically the only things on dark squares are this knight and these pawns, I'll be fine. I mean, this is planning on going to a better dark square, and if you trade it for the knight, then your bishop's gone, and I'm just amazing. So, yeah, I see that now, and that was just a terrible game by me. That's why you need to work on games. So, thank you. This is my lesson with me. I just kind of blundered a bishop. I gave up because it's an endgame and I'm down bishop. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I will check with you guys later.